Welcome to our channel Top Teners, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you'll never miss a video. The best F1 driver in history is a debate that has and will continue to rage as long as Formula One exists, but we look at who the best drivers are statistically. Number 10. Niki Lauda. Niki Lauda entered Formula One as a paid driver, though nobody can deny that, while his money helped him enter F1, it's his talent that kept him there. With 3 seasons in F1 under his belt, Lauda joined Ferrari for the 1974 season and secured 2 wins and 4th place in the championship for 1974, having often set the pace but suffered misfortune. In 1975, Lauda took 5 wins and the first of his 3 world titles. In 1976, he bounced back from a life-threatening crash at the Nürburgring to miss out on the title by 1 point to James Hunt. He took his second title in 1977 and retired 2 years later, only to return with McLaren in 1982. That yielded a 3rd crown in 1984 after an epic contest with Alain Prost, before Lauda retired for good at the end of 1985. He was instrumental in bringing Lewis Hamilton to Mercedes for the 23-13 season and worked with the team until he passed away in 2019. Number 9. Jackie Stewart. As triple champion and dominant force in the sport, Stewart had the credibility needed to change the culture around safety in motorsport. After seeing too many of his friends and colleagues killed doing what they loved, Stewart was a key pioneer in the introduction of full-face helmets, seatbelts, traveling medical units, safety barriers, runoff areas, and more. Outside his quest for safety, Stewart was a prodigious talent on track and was the man to beat throughout his time on the grid, claiming 3 world titles with Ken Tyrrell's eponymous team as the two formed an irrepressible double act in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Number 8. Nigel Mansell. Nigel Mansell's career was dogged by reliability issues, and his entire 1988 season consisted of 2 second-place finishes, 2 races missed due to chickenpox, and 12 retirements. He managed to finish in 2nd place in the championship 3 times, missing out on the title by 2 points in 1986, and as he entered his 12th full-time season in Formula One, it looked like it might go down as yet another brilliant driver to miss out on the title. Thankfully, for the Brit though, this didn't happen. Mansell took 5 consecutive wins to start the 1992 season, going on to claim 4 more and taking an additional 3 second-place finishes. This was enough to take the title at the age of 39 years old, becoming the 5th oldest person to do so. Number 7. Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso is a 2-time world champion with a reputation as a fearless and aggressive racer. The Spaniard spent 3 years in Formula One before scoring the first of 2 consecutive crowns, taking the title with a comfortable 21 points lead over Kimi Räikkönen. His second title the year later was a 13-point lead over the great Michael Schumacher, though this is where Alonso's good fortune seemed to run out. Despite the terrible luck that Alonso has exhibited in Formula One, he's still taken 32 wins, 22 pole positions, and 23 fastest laps, and is a firm fan favorite. Number 6. Max Verstappen. Verstappen took his first win at the Spanish GP, aided by Mercedes teammate Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton crashing out together on the first lap. He'd take a further 9 wins by the end of 2020 season before the tweaked technical regulations for the 2021 season resulted in Red Bull producing a car truly capable of fighting for the world title. With the Red Bull much closer to the previously dominant Mercedes car, Verstappen and Hamilton engaged in an arduous season-long battle for the title. The fight came down to a final lap of the final race, with Verstappen just taking the honors ahead of the 2nd-time world champion for his first title since karting in 2013. The 2022 championship has been a much easier time for the Dutchman by comparison. Though he failed to finish 2 of the opening 3 rounds due to reliability trouble, Verstappen has taken 12 wins thus far, with his win in Suzuka, proving enough to take the title. With a second crown to his name, it remains to be seen how many more he can add to his tally. Number 5. Ayrton Senna. One of motorsport's most legendary figures, Ayrton Senna remains the benchmark for raw talent and charisma. His depth of commitment to a lap and his constant desire to push the boundaries for more has meant that Senna has a special place in the hearts of many motorsport fans. His 3 titles give a sense of what could have been had he not died at the San Marino Grand Prix in 1994. A combination of natural speed and restless ambition gave Senna an edge rarely seen. Such is his legacy, and even nearly 30 years after his death, Senna's cars and how he won his greatest F1 title are still talked about. Number 4. Alain Prost. It was Alain Prost's meticulous style that allowed him to go up against Ayrton Senna, the bitter feud that he is best remembered for. His secret weapon was brain power as well as speed, and he possessed a natural precision in his driving that allowed Prost to become France's first world champion in 1985. In 1987, he beat Jackie Stewart's record of 27 wins, and a year later, McLaren won 15 out of 16 races across the season, which is testament to both Prost and Senna's skill. Prost remained at the top of his game until his retirement, taking his 4th and final title for Williams at 38 years old. Number 3. Sebastian Vettel. Vettel's F1 career started in 2007, and in his first 3 years, he took 9 podiums and 5 wins, though this was nothing on what was to come. Over the next 4 years, he became the face of F1, winning 4 consecutive championships and becoming the youngest world champion in the process. He also secured the records for most podium finishes in a season, most wins in a season, most pole positions in a season, most laps led in a season, most consecutive wins, most consecutive Grand Slams, and most wins from pole position in a season. Number 2. Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher was, until the rise of Hamilton, the face of domination in Formula One. 7 titles, 5 of them consecutive, a seemingly insurmountable number of wins and unrelenting competitiveness. Schumacher changed the game in F1 with his combination of dedication, passion, and, of course, raw talent. While he took 2 titles with Benetton, he's far more well-known for his time with Ferrari. He joined the team in 1996, and after some highs and lows in the following years, the combination struck gold in 2000. What followed in the next 5 years were 5 world titles, 48 wins, and a record book that held Michael Schumacher's name in almost every field. Number 1. Lewis Hamilton. In terms of career wins and total career points, Lewis Hamilton is the best Formula One driver to have ever graced a circuit. The Brit has taken wins in 30 different countries, won a race in almost every season he's competed in, and is currently tied on world championships with Michael Schumacher, having narrowly missed out on taking an 8th world title in 2021 to Max Verstappen. Hamilton holds many of Formula One's records. While he missed becoming champion in the first season by a single point, he became the youngest world champion the following year. 14 years later, he secured 6 more titles and is hunting for an 8th. Hey, don't forget to like the video and let us know what you think of the video in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell icon to be notified about our latest videos.